and welcome back to Cat's Couch. Let's start off with the fact that April has still not had her baby. This is leading us to the question if she was ever even pregnant. Maybe she just ate too much one day and her stomach got bigger. There have been posts on Fox 61 that states, "We are getting there," and on other sites saying, "The pregnant giraffe is close to giving birth." All in all, we are still waiting. Next, the famous musician Burt Bacharach is being sued. His dog Alfie is being accused of biting off a dog sitter's 2 fingers, requiring the man Joel Gaynor to get surgery. Gaynor is suing Bacharach over the incident, which he claims occurred after he saved the dog's life because it was choking on a plastic bone. The 73-year-old then went to pet the dog, but Alfie turned and mauled his hand. The dog sitter is suing Bacharach for his medical expenses and other unspecified damages. Bacharach is a 6-time Grammy Award winner and 3-time Academy Award winner. In other news, let's talk about stretch marks, because why not? Many people have them and want them gone, but there are really not any solutions. Now, there is a somewhat new medical procedure called microneedling that can get rid of stretch marks. Microneedling is also known as collagen induction therapy. It is a minimally invasive treatment to promote skin rejuvenation. A device with fine needles creates tiny punctures in the top layer of the skin, which triggers the body to create new collagen and elastin. A journalist by the name of Tracy Brooke tried this procedure for herself to see if it worked. In her article, she stated, "First step was the numbing cream. I lay for 30 minutes waiting for it to take effect on my sides. Once I was numb, the needle came out." She also wrote, "It was painless. I could feel the pen push along the trail of lines on my sides, but it was the equivalent of someone poking your sides." Once the procedure was done, they cleaned the area up, applied lotion, and I was back to the office. Everything took exactly an hour. The stubborn marks were fading faster than I expected, which was a pleasant surprise for something that takes months to show full results. The total cost of microneedling procedure varies depending on the area you are having treated. Now onto music. Adele, well-known English singer-songwriter, doesn't know if she'll ever tour again. The singer told fans at her New Zealand show Sunday that she's unsure if she'll ever tour again after she concludes her concerts this summer. According to New Zealand Herald, Adele told the audience at Mount Smart Stadium that touring isn't something I'm good at. Applause makes me feel a bit vulnerable. Another thing that Adele is that she has a second secret Twitter account to post her opinions and drunken tweets. In November 2015, Adele said that her team had to stop her from drunken tweeting from her official account, which had almost 28 million followers. Now let's talk about technology. Former Skype co-founders have designed a self-driving robot that can navigate local neighborhoods to deliver groceries. This robot travels at 4 miles per hour, detects obstacles, unlocks itself with a mobile app upon delivery, delivers within 5 to 30 minutes from a local store, and can carry up to 40 pounds. The company is Starship Technologies. There are things called robopets that were developed in Japan. They have been on the market for a while, but many may not know about it. A certain pet, the Paro, is a therapeutic baby seal that has been shown to reduce the behavioral and psychological symptoms of dementia. The seals respond to touch and are designed to make eye contact. About 5,000 are in use as of now. Clinical trials with dementia patients found Paro improved symptoms such as depression, anxiety, and stress. The need for symptom-related medication reduced by a third, but there are drawbacks because Dr. Peterson admits the price is $5,000. In a San Francisco shopping mall, there is even a robot barista. The purpose is to increase productivity in food service. You can customize your coffee in an app, and the robot makes it for you. A code is sent to your phone when it's ready. Technology is crazy. Lastly, let's talk about weird news. A woman blamed her car crash on Bigfoot. An Idaho motorist told the local sheriff's department that a Bigfoot sighting caused her to crash her car last Wednesday night. The woman told the Latah County Sheriff's Office that she saw a Sasquatch chasing a deer. She said that the creature was shaggy and between 7 and 8 feet tall. The woman checked her mirrors to see Bigfoot, but as her eyes readjusted to the road, she hit the deer. A new perfume scent is being developed by Demeter Fragrance Library, a New York-based company, and it's called Kitten Fur. Now, after 15 years of effort, Demeter has captured the exact smell of a kitten's neck. The scent of kitten's fur is being sold in several Demeter products, including cologne, roll-on perfume oil, body lotion, shower gel, and a diffuser oil in case you wanted your entire room to smell like a cat. Prices range from $6 for a ½ ounce or $40 for 4 ounces of cologne. Anyway, today we have some guests for you. We have Miss Lewis, a school counselor who will be talking about college, and Shawnelle Cherry, who will be talking about her fashion show and cook-off event. We will be right back after this commercial break.
Come on. Man, I wish we had a PS3. This is whack. Whoa! What is...
It's a Doritos!
Dude!
Yeah, do it again!
What should I wish for?
New stereo system!
I wish for a new stereo system.
I wish the girl from 301 was here.
Doritos!
Yes!
So you got any friends?
Hello and welcome back to Cat's Couch. Now we have Miss Lewis, who I will be talking to about colleges, which is something we have to think about as seniors in high school. So hello. Hello. What types of colleges will a student be looking at to apply to?
Well, first of all, North Carolina and living in North Carolina is a wonderful opportunity for high school students just because of the diversity in colleges, all the things you have that are available to them. But there's anywhere from just a straight technical school, which is very specific in certain areas, to community college, which can either be very specific or can prepare you for a four-year university, to a state four-year university, which is very comprehensive. And then you have, of course, private schools that are available and wonderful across the state.
So you said private colleges. So what's some advantages of public colleges and then private colleges?
Well, to start off, private schools, of course, have a much higher price tag, which is sticker shock is generally what maybe deters students from considering a private college. However, that's not necessarily a reason to completely turn your back on it, because there may be something that would just be a great fit. And private colleges are really good about putting together financial aid packages that can really make it available to a student that doesn't necessarily think that they could go there because they don't have $40,000, $60,000 to go. And of course then state schools, because if you are a state resident, then your taxes, your parents' taxes are going to supplement that tuition cost and lower the tuition, because that's part of where your taxes go, is to fund state schools. So the price tag on a state school is much more appealing to a state resident.
And let's talk about applying. I am a senior in high school. I already applied, but for someone that didn't, what is the process? How do I start to apply for a college?
Everything is of course online these days, and you need to do your research. I would definitely consider deciding on a college is almost like a high stakes research project. So you don't want to just willy-nilly apply here and apply there. So you do want to narrow down your search to maybe anywhere from 3 to 5 schools. Applying can be expensive. Community colleges, it's free. There's no cost to apply to a community college, so that's a good thing. But other schools, you're getting into generally, $50, $70, closer to $100 to apply.
Oh my gosh.
So, you need to kind of do your research online, go and visit. I, for example, took my daughter this weekend to a competition in Appalachian. She's only in 5th grade. So we started, but we were there for the competition, but we looked around. So do your research first. Then when you get closer, generally spring of your junior year, make sure you've done visits, maybe summer visits, and look at the timeline. Every school has a different timeline, and when they make that application available, decide if you're going to apply early or regular decision, all of those things. So it is very specific to the university or college that you're looking at, and so you really have to be informed and do your research ahead of time.
You talked about visiting colleges, but if someone didn't have any clue whatsoever and their sibling didn't go to college like me, when is a good general time to start applying to colleges?
Well, the applications are typically available September 1st, maybe even August 1st of your senior year. Some smaller schools will actually make them available over the summer before your senior year. Generally, early decision deadlines are around the October 1st time frame. So then you get a decision by Christmas. But some schools will have what they call rolling admission, and so they don't have necessarily a specific cutoff date. So there are things out. So if you haven't decided yet, and it's here we are at the end of March. You're going to be hard-pressed to find a four-year university that you could start out in the fall. However, there are some, that may have a rolling admission that, you could look into.
So let's talk about money, because that seems to be a big issue in financial aid. How do you go about applying for financial aid? Like, what is that process like?
Well, the FAFSA, the Free Application for Federal Student Aid, is a good starting point. And they actually changed the whole timeline for that. It used to be that you could not apply until January 1st of your senior year or the semester before you start, and they backed that up to October 1st. And what that did is that gives folks a longer amount of time to kind of understand like what schools they've been accepted to and really look through the financial aid packages that have been offered to them. But you start with the FAFSA, and it's FAFSA.gov. It's free. And most scholarship programs actually require that you complete the FAFSA first. That determines what kind of need you have. Now, of course, scholarships are available based on need. They're available based on athletic ability. They're available based on your merit and your aptitude. And there are scholarships that are available directly from the university or the college, or from different civic organizations in your community.
What are some of the most accessible scholarships for North Carolina? To talk about scholarships.
Well, locally, here in Iredell County, you have a lot of civic organizations that raise money. That's kind of one of their primary functions. And so when you say accessible, those would be the ones that you would have, as a student in Iredell County, would have the best chance of getting. Because you're a much smaller applicant pool, like the Rotary Club, the Kiwanis Club. I just got a scholarship from the Circle of Giving, which is a new organization in Statesville that's trying to promote college to students who maybe don't have the resources to go. So you have your local scholarships, but then you have your big national ones as well, and there's different search engines, web links that you can put in all of your information, and it'll sift out a list of scholarships for you. But going directly to the school too. There are specific schools that are scholarships that are endowed to that school, and meaning if you know, Wake Forest has certain scholarships that are just for Wake Forest students.
Okay.
And if you apply by a certain deadline, then a lot of times you're automatically considered.
Oh, nice.
You know, so again, I go back to the research at the school and understanding what that school expects, because there may be some things hidden in there that, you know, there's not just a blanket way to do it.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for being here today, and we will be right after the commercial break and talk to Shawnelle Cherry.
Dude, that girl that sat next to us at the movies yesterday was so hot.
Oh, I know.
You went to the movies without me? Did you go see the Avengers? You did?
Here, Joey, chill, eat this.
Why?
You get all whiny when you're hungry.
Better?
Better.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Hello and welcome back to Cat's Couch. We are now going to talk to Shawnelle Cherry. Hello. So let's just start off with, what's your background?
Well, I'm a costume designer, work on feature films. I'm from Los Angeles.
Do you really?
Yes. I'm in the Costume Designers Guild, and we just work freelance. We work for producers call us, or directors, and we get put onto a movie and do all the costumes from the background people to the lead actors.
Okay, that's really interesting. What's a movie that you did?
My last movie we shot in Atlanta was called The Sunday Horse.
Okay.
And it had William Shatner in it and Nikki Reed. And that was a horse story.
Okay.
It was a true story, actually. That was a period piece, but they made it into present day. And I've done movies, another webisode series called 10,000 Days, which was 27 years into the future after a comet hits the Earth. That was pretty cool.
Nice, that is so cool. That is
And it was all
really
very
cool.
sci-fi. It ended up on the Sci-Fi Channel. Done Without a Paddle, Nature's Calling, which was a comedy, one of my favorites. So it's Paramount Studios. And so, but if you Google me, I'm known for Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. So
Okay.
It's like,
That's
and
awesome.
I did that probably. I did that in the year 2000. So how many? 17 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
So I've been in the business just about 20 years.
20 years.
I've done about 31 movies. Counting,
31
so,
movies?
yeah.
That's awesome. So you have this thing called Future Fashion Designers. What made you open this?
Well, in 2008, when the recession was looming there, when it was going, I was in Los Angeles, and my fiance at the time was getting a job out in Charlotte, and I came out here for about a year, back and forth, and decided to move, and then I wanted to work with kids. So the film business was real slow, and I thought I'll just open up a school for a little while and work with kids, teach them how to sew, how to do fashion design, how to develop a collection of fashion, and then I even had costume design classes. And
That's awesome.
yeah.
What kind of classes do you offer?
We have sewing is our most popular, so we have beginner sewing.
Okay.
And then we have it's a 5-week class, and we start from the very basic and then go on to making a skirt. And then we have intermediate sewing. So once they get in through the beginners, we go into different projects. My most popular is the summer camps.
Okay.
So we have nine summer camps every summer, 9 weeks of it. So.
Okay. Is it popular? Do a lot of people like to take it?
Yeah, they're full every year.
Oh, wow.
I know when I first moved here and started this, I had one of my teachers, she said, "You got to do summer camps." I was like, because I've never really been around kids.
Yeah.
It's like summer camps. And
Yeah.
so I started, and I was surprised at just people signing up. They're really fun too, because the kids, you're with them the whole week.
Yeah.
And you really get to know them, and then you just see them progress, and they have a lot of fun.
So who are your classes geared towards mainly?
Well, I started it for kids.
Yeah.
When I first, before I opened, and I had a survey going around. I was taking a lot of different classes on opening a small business, and I had a survey, and the moms were, I'd give it to moms and ask about their kids, and they said, "I want to take classes."
Yeah.
I was like, "Really?" So I'm like, "Okay." So, and I didn't realize that there's a lot of adults that don't know how to sew at all, even sew on a button.
Yeah.
And so I started. I have evening classes too, so where I have mom and me's. They come in.
Oh, awesome!
And
yeah.
it's just adults that come in. So I'd say about 30-40% of my students are adults.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's like you didn't expect that. Yeah.
No, but it's fun. They're actually pretty fun to teach. So.
What types of projects do the students create besides like sewing a skirt or something? Are there other stuff that they do there?
And we start with we do little different exercises on just a very simple fabric, and then we make a bow.
Oh, okay.
So just like teaching them how to do square and corners and how to gather. And then we do emoji pillows.
Oh my gosh.
That's in class number 3. That's teaching them how to work with different grains of the fabric, sewing
Okay.
a circle. And then we start into the skirt. So and then
Okay.
we have different levels of skirts. So every different, like 102, 103 classes are different levels of skirts that get a little harder and a little harder. So,
Okay.
But it's kind of, learning in increments. Because if you kind of jump in with a real difficult project, people get frustrated and then they quit.
Yeah.
So I just try to get them basic.
That's a good way of doing things.
Yeah.
Tell me about your latest, well, let's just say thing, Project Sewway. What is that?
Yeah. Project Sewway was developed last year because the moms, this happened a lot from summer camps. The kids were, how do I keep them sewing? So that was my way of keeping them sewing. They're kits with all the bits delivered right to their homes. So so the moms they'll go into the fabric store and don't know what, a measurement gauge is, or the marking chalks and, stuffing or certain kinds of fabrics. So I developed 6 different projects. Actually, there's 8, and there's 2 age groups, and they're patterns, instructions, and like the fabric, the trims, the thread, the stuffing, all delivered in a box. So each month. So you can do bi-monthly or monthly, and it's a subscription.
Oh my gosh.
And that keeps the kids, with cute little projects. And we got backpacks, neck pillows.
And they don't lose interest in it because they're still doing it after your class.
Right, because a lot of the patterns, you go to the store and it's too difficult.
Yeah.
They're like, and I actually had an adult in my class yesterday. It said very easy on the pattern. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. And so I was like, she's cutting it out. And so all these pieces. I'm like, oh boy, this lady just keeps going on. She doesn't get frustrated. She gets frustrated, but she keeps pushing herself. And I thought most people would quit.
And that's really good that you give them all the supplies they need. So there's no guessing, oh, do I need this? I don't know what I'm doing. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's all right there.
How can people enroll in Project Sewway? How can they enroll into that?
It actually has its own website, projectsewway.com.
Oh, okay.
And you go and there's videos on there, explains how it all works, and then there's 3 different subscriptions. There's buy the whole program, or pay monthly, or do the bi-monthly program.
Okay.
So
cool. Well, thank you for being here. We will see you later on in the show. Thank you, and we'll be right back after this commercial break, and we will actually be seeing some of her costume designs.
Dude, what are you looking at? More than half of people who die in car wrecks aren't wearing their seatbelt. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, and welcome back to the commercial break. So, last weekend you had your annual event, the Mac and Cheese Cook-Off and Fashion Show, which is right here. How did you come up with this idea?
I know. This is our 5th year of the fashion show, so probably about 5.5 years ago, I went to a really fun chili cook-off in Salisbury.
Oh, okay.
And you go in and they had these baskets and you got voting slips, a spoon, and that was your entrance to get in. So, and I just had so much fun. You go around and just taste all the chilies, and there's probably about 30 cookers there, and we had so much fun. I went with my friend Iris, and I wanted to do a fashion show with the Mooresville Art Depot. They have this old train station back there, and I was like, so I was at the chili cook-off, and I thought, I could do this. I could do this. So the first year was a chili cook-off, and I bought baskets and got voting slips, and it took months and months to develop. And then our fashion show was chili-inspired fashion. So the kids, this was their annual show to show off the things that they made in school. And then at the end of it, so you can't put kids in a wedding dress. You know how most fashion shows end with wedding gowns? So I thought, let's do the kids in funny chili costumes. So we had some really like hot peppers and stuff like that. And then my friend, I also compete in a chili cook-off at this other thing, and people were getting the two confused. My event and then the one I compete in. Not that I can make chili because I never won, but I win the Spirit Award every year. So I thought, my friend Iris goes, why don't you make it into a mac and cheese cook-off? And I'm like, oh, that's brilliant, because kids love mac and cheese. So that was 4 years ago, and now we just had our 4th annual mac and cheese cook-off.
Oh,
we have our we started with downtown businesses, Mooresville downtown businesses, competing for, it was just a huge trophy and a cheese hat, and it's just all for silly. And they just love it. And this year they went to town they make mac and cheese cupcakes, they're making paninis, they're like real creative. And so we just had it last weekend. And then at the end of the show now we do macaroni inspired dresses. So the girls, we have fashion club at the school, and they design mac and cheese inspired outfits. So we have like that's mermaid mac, so it's a fish net.
Oh my god.
And then she's got, they glue macaroni all over the netting and whatever. This is hip hop mac. So she says gold, everything's gold and yellow and orange. I've got about 30 of them. We have about 30 left. I kind of use parts of them every year, but we have usually maybe 12 to 15 outfits at the end of the show. So the girls, we have about 40 pieces in the whole show. So
oh my gosh.
we have they model their skirts and stuff that they've made all year.
Yeah.
And every year we're getting more and more things because I got more advanced students. And then the first part of our show too, we have Ain't Misbehavin'. The girls model their jewelry. So it's a jewelry store across the street from us. It's a bead store actually.
Yeah.
But so it's just, we build a big runway in the, it's orange, we paint it orange.
Aw.
We have gold fringe on it, and it's real cheesy.
So where does this happen?
It's at the Mooresville Art Depot.
Mooresville Art Depot. Okay.
Yeah, so
And who actually competes? Is it just children, or is it anyone who wants to?
the cookers are businesses.
Businesses,
So we had
okay.
like Moose paddle boards. One of my students this year competed because she opened up a little boutique called Sophie's Boutique,
Oh.
and she's 10.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she's been making purses and wallets and just amazing. So she's now technically a business now, so she can compete. We had the Signpost, Four Corners Gallery, so the businesses compete.
Oh my gosh.
And our sponsor actually won this year is a Levine Law Group.
Oh,
And,
nice.
she had like a barbecue mac. It was so
Oh,
good.
It does sound really good.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
So they get these big trophies, and we put on a silly cheese hat that says Big Cheese on it, and it's made out of like cheese foam or something.
That's awesome. So like,
It's pretty
how
fun.
was this whole fashion show created? What's the process? What was the process for you to create this whole thing?
I can't think that far back. I just kind of I went by how much fun I had at the first the chili event, and then I just thought, okay, what do things I need to get for how would a person go into this event and have a good time, and to decorate it, to make it like cheesy looking, and I just thought it out. With every thought becomes a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So are all these creations like student creations? Is that what it is? They're all based off students' ideas?
Yeah, in our summer camps, they go, oh, hey, how about hip hop mac? And I go, okay, you draw it out, I'll make it. I have to make these because I make them very fast. Just
Yeah, you make them, but it's their idea.
Yeah. Then we
That's
had mermaid
awesome.
mac, and then usually we try to get the girl that designed it to wear it. Sometimes they'll actually design several of them, and then we'll have it depending on the outfit, put it on a
Yeah.
certain kid. So then I go to Los Angeles, and they have a fabric mart down there, and I just go for all the gold and the yellow, and they have crazy, really tacky fabric.
Yeah.
So they have these like little petal fabrics and and just cheesy stuff, and I can get it for like $5 a yard down
Yeah.
there. So it's just, and it's fun to shop for.
That must be so awesome for them to actually see their final product after,
Oh,
let me
yeah.
think of something. Oh my gosh, there it is. Like, that must be amazing.
yeah.
This seems like such a fun class and cook
Two of our outfits this year we started a thing called Future Fashion Designers Boutique.
Okay.
And they, so we had so many beautiful designs coming out of our fashion club that we thought I could make those.
Yeah.
So they'll design them, and I'll make them because I can do like really good stuff.
Yeah.
I make them, and then we're going to put them on the website and sell them. We're going to put a high price tag on them, and I'm going to present them to my Costume Designers Guild and see. There'll be like rare pieces that could go into movies and TV. And so we had two pieces in our show this year called the Universe Dress, and then we had I have this little girl, Bailey, who started it, and she made this. She calls it the Galaxy Dress. I call it the Universe Dress. But she designed it. I was like, oh my gosh, these kids are so talented.
They
crazy.
are.
So
They really are.
Yeah.
Can you talk about more about your summer camps if anyone were to want to join them? Like, how are you offering them this year?
yes, that's our most popular. That's our busiest season.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we have 9 summer camps
Mm-hmm.
this summer. I think we have 6 of them are beginners and 3 of them are intermediates.
Okay.
So we have fashion design in the first part. We'll do sketching and learning color theory, all that stuff. And then the afternoon we do sewing from beginning to, pretty much our program, our usual sewing program, but condensed into a week.
Okay. And if any of our viewers want to find you, what's your information if they want? What's your contact information if they were to find you?
Well, I have futurefashiondesigners.com.
Okay.
And I have then my own website is Shawnelle.com. My movies are on there that I've designed over the years, and go in and I talk about adventures on that project.
That's awesome. I still think that's amazing. That's
Thanks.
so cool. You're actually making costumes in movies.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But with every job, there's downs.
Yeah.
You
there
work,
is.
you don't. you work.
Yeah, freelance.
That's why we all have B jobs. There's the A job, and then there's the B
The
job.
backup job.
And the school is my B job.
Right.
Lately, it's turned into my A job.
Yeah.
So they kind of go like this.
You never know with freelance stuff. That's
Oh yeah, but as long as you have a lot of different things going on.
Yeah.
But then it's fun to juggle it.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah.
But,
Well, thank you so much for being here.
welcome.
Those costumes are amazing and they're so cute, and I
Thank you.
cannot believe they were designed by little kids.
I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching Cat's Couch. We talked to Mrs. Lewis about college and Shawnelle Cherry about her mac and cheese cook-off and everything else she does, which is amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be back next week.